Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. The CNMI continues to be in a state of public health emergency. Also tonight, an individual made the wrong moves on a police officer. Find out what happened. And individuals in the CNMI eagerly get out for some early voting. In sports, watch out for those oh-so-tricky vets. They've got the moves. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Great customer rep. Always willing to go above and beyond for his customers.
I truly hope she gets noticed at work, since I do see she is a hard worker.
The field technician that visited my home was great and helpful. Thank you.
Thank you. Uni, keep it up.
Your customer service is always very good.
Awesome customer service with great technicians that are really helpful.
Thank you so much, Sherlyn and Docomo Pacific.
That's so sweet. It feels good to see this kind of messages because we try our best to do customer service.
We make sure that we will 100% resolve the issues.
For all those people that are seeking assistance.
I just want my customers happy
and help them out each and every day.
I would want to go to a place with someone that's just like me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Come to Docomo and you'll feel like you're at home.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking, Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
It's gonna look a little different in here. Your favorite spot might not be exactly where it used to be. Being next in line might feel a little less like next in line. And our smiles might come with a little extra shine. But McDonald's is ready to take your order as safely as we can.
Half a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, October 14th, 2020. The CNMI is still under a state of public health emergency. On October 13th, Governor Torres signed the renewal of 2 executive orders, the Declaration of State of Public Health Emergency and continued declaration of state of significant emergency concerning the coronavirus, as it continues to pose a threat to the community. The extension of the executive orders will be in effect for another 30 days. And although COVID-19 continues to be a threat, many restrictions have been lifted, leaving the people of the CNMI to question what community vulnerability level are we on. Transitioning into green. That is the governor's response to where the CNMI lies on the community-focused economic recovery chart. The community vulnerability level starts on a level red, transitioning to orange, yellow, blue, and then green, which is the all clear. But Governor Torres says he is unsure if we will ever be back to a level of complete normalcy again.
We may not be able to go back 100%. Just the mere fact that unless there's vaccine, it's a lot safer. Our system is working, and I know that we want to open everything, but at the same time, we're basically almost there.
COVID-19 Task Force Chairman Warren Villagomez says it may feel as though the CNMI is on a level green, but there is still a curfew in place from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., along with other protective measures.
We're still in a curfew, but the question of level green and level blue, are having control measures. When we get into the colors, it's basically limiting openly, in regards to businesses, in regards to risk factor, but not having for a while any community infection spread here in the state of Mai, gives us a better gauging in regards to the decisions that we make on a daily basis, when requests are coming our way.
At the end of the day, CHCC CEO Estramunia says the 3 W's of wash your hands, watch your distance, and wear a face covering will remain in place as travelers continue to bring in the positive COVID-19 cases, making the transition into level green a slow but confident one.
We just want to be careful. One case is really, detrimental for the CNMI. And so when we have hospitalizations, we've been very fortunate that these cases did not require hospitalization. We did monitor them, and again, they presented without symptoms. So it's one of the reasons why they got on the plane in the first place, because they know they don't feel like they're sick. So, but unfortunately, we're finding the viruses, and we'll continue to make it better. But I believe we can, as we start peeling the Band-Aid off, we need to be making sure that there's really, that there's no infection. So we want to use that description, but that's basically what we need to be careful with.
In court, a preliminary hearing is postponed for Rudolph, who was arrested and charged with 3 counts of sexual abuse of a minor in the first degree and 4 counts of abuse of a minor in the second degree back in August. On September 28, 2020, the court issued an order requiring the Commonwealth to produce full discovery. On September 30th, the Commonwealth filed 2 motions for reconsideration. Both were denied. Both parties agreed on 2 weeks for the Commonwealth to file a writ of mandamus, which brings the case to today.
Well, today involved the Commonwealth seeking to get the court to follow the rules as they're set by the Supreme Court. This is all about when we provide discovery, which is our information to the defendant so he can get a fair trial.
Judge Camacho scheduled for the discovery to be presented at the preliminary hearing, but Chief Prosecutor John Bradley says no other judge requires that.
So we filed a writ today with the Supreme Court asking them to step in and order him to follow the rules. After a person has a preliminary hearing and we establish the probable cause, a defendant goes to what's called an arraignment. And he just announces how he's going to plead, he gets a lawyer, he's told what he's charged with. Immediately after that, we provide full discovery of our entire file so that the defendant can prepare and decide what he wants to do.
The preliminary hearing has been suspended until a response is received from the Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court has been provided with our arguments as to how discovery should happen. And they'll take that case under advisement. They'll get briefs from the other side and from Judge Camacho, and then they'll issue a written opinion. It's hard to know how long that will take.
A status conference has been scheduled for Rudolph on October 27th at 2:30 and an arraignment on October 20th. One female is behind bars after striking and scratching a police officer in the face. In the village of Chalankanoa, 20-year-old Tanella Peter was arrested for assault and battery on a police officer, according to the Department of Public Safety. On Sunday, October 11th, around 12:30 a.m., a female police officer pulled over to notify a group of individuals walking on the road to utilize the sidewalk. As the officer was speaking, Tanella struck the police vehicle. When the officer got out of the vehicle, Tanella continued to scream profanities and repeatedly strike the female officer, also scratching the officer's face. Another police officer, along with surrounding family members, were able to restrain Tanella and put her in handcuffs. Tanella was placed in the back of the police vehicle, where she continued to kick and scream. Officers then transported her to Kanoa for COVID-19 clearance, where Tanella was then booked and detained at the Department of Corrections. Bail is set at $10,000 by Judge Camacho. The court also charged Tanella with a minor consuming liquor. Many of you may have seen a post circulating social media regarding a murderer on the loose in the village of Chalankanoa. According to the Department of Public Safety, that information is false. DPS states on September 16th, police responded to a call regarding an unresponsive individual in Chalankanoa. When police arrived, the victim's son stated he noticed his father laying outside the door, but he thought he was intoxicated, and after noticing no pulse, called for emergency assistance. An autopsy revealed no foul play, where the doctor concluded the individual died of natural causes due to heart failure. DPS states police met with the family members and that there is no murder on the loose pertaining to that incident. Officials say early voting period kicked off with a smooth start. Sally Lemus reports.
According to Commonwealth Election Commission officials, the first day of early voting went smoothly.
It was pretty smooth. The only thing that really was the Corvette that we have to follow the guidelines.
Today is actually, and yesterday, it's been smooth. The crowd hasn't been coming all at one time. They come in small groups or individually. And it's been slow, but it's been smooth.
There are 4 designated polling places on island. The Coblerville Youth Center for Precinct 1, the Pedro P. Tenorio Multi-Purpose Center for Precincts 2, 3, 6, and 7, the Tonopag Youth Center for Precinct 4, and the Cagman Community Center for Precinct 5. Voting hours are from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m., but senior citizens and the disabled may come in at 8 a.m. to vote. CEC Director Julita Villagomez tells us what were some problems that they encountered.
Coming into the wrong precinct. They're used to having just one early voting and then they just come here. So we try to explain to them that we have 4 here in Saipan now. Can you please go to your designated polling place? And they go, but I always come here every election and you make me vote. I say, yes, but this time we kind of split it up.
CEC Administrative Officer Kayla Igito, who oversees operations at Cagman, tells us the number of voters are smaller compared to last election year.
With only having one polling place last election, it was a big group on the first day. But now that we have separate polling places, the groups are pretty small. The numbers are small.
Both CEC officials says the early voters have been complying with the COVID-19 guidelines and there has been no trouble so far. The last day of early voting will be on November 2nd. I'm Sally Lemus for KSPN News.
After the break, we speak with some individuals who tell us why they decided to vote early. Stay tuned.
Make it special. Make it 360. The best food and views all the way around.
Winigi Pechay Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye uhalweres rem, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu klalyam weres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong parmasutiko.
we accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
KHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. KHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The 2020 election day is November 3rd, but due to COVID-19, officials decided to open early voting a little bit earlier. Our Sally Lemus speaks with voters who explain why they couldn't wait until November.
Because only this time I have free time to vote early. That's this one, and then plus I always my doctor call me to my treatment.
You know, I have an obligation. I'm a caregiver for my wife, and also with this party that we have here is so good party. So we're going to work harder and gain a lot of voters to support our team.
Friday is the day that I schedule my entire family to come and vote. Yeah, I just want to make sure that not a single family member does not show up to vote. I want to make sure that they take their right seriously.
I decided to vote early because I have duties and responsibility. I'm taking care of my wife and so forth, and I want to vote early, so I don't want to be the last. I want to be the first.
I don't have to wait for that November 3rd, and while we have this opportunity, so why not we do so, and we're done, and we're not going to be worried. So we're going to concentrate on our work.
Is given that right to vote under our Constitution, so we need to exercise that right. Furthermore, you have a voice in your government when you cast a vote because you elect your representatives, right? So not only in fulfillment of our constitutional right, but also the privilege of addressing or redressing your grievance in view of the quality of public service that you will be receiving.
It is a civic duty for everyone to vote in order to be heard, in order to let whoever is going to win the election know what the people want. We need to express our voice in the form of voting, and it is imperative that everyone does that when he or she has reached the age of voting. Only to be engaged is what is important. I think if you're not engaged, which includes voting, then you're missing out.
I agree with him. Let your voice be heard. Get out there and vote. Those living in certain areas of the island will experience a water service interruption tomorrow. Starting at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., the entire area of Cagman, Papago, San Vicente, Upper Dandan, and Objan will be without water. CUC states the interruption is to allow CUC's contractor to cut and cap an existing 4-inch PVC pipe that connects to the well and transmission line to Cagman 1. This work is part of CUC's Cagman Waterline and Booster Rehabilitation Replacement Project.
Thank you, Ashley. All right, coming up on the KSPN2 Sports Report, a couple of tight races highlighted. Sunday's motocross. Let's get dirty.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Ghost Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good, and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and As you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're gonna do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well we wanna lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you want to think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I could say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
that despite this distance,
we are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, the Marianas Racing Association is racing ahead of other sports here, lapping them at every turn, it seems. Well, the races are just exhibitions, but it's like so-called non-competitive soccer. You still play to win. Veterans class, 4 laps, let's go. Steve Sablon with the early lead ahead of Charles Cepeda. One lap down, it's Sablon, Cepeda, Alvarez. After 2 laps, it's Steve, Cookie, and Charles. 1, 2, 3. Alvarez took the lead going into the final lap with Sablon hot on his tail. On the back stretch, Alvarez holding off Sablon and Cepeda as the dust flies. Final turn, Sablon slips inside, so does Cepeda. It's Sablon with the veteran move to beat Charles and Cookie. His sons explain it like we're 5. What happened to Cookie there at the end?
He was too aggressive and he went on the outside of this berm right here, so they took it from him on the inside. Hey, Bob!
That was classic.
Man, those guys snagged me at the end, man.
A veteran move.
Man, I'm telling you, that was a veteran move for sure.
Those old guys are smart.
Man, they're smart and they're on me.
Melvin Cepeda takes 4th place.
Just keep riding.
Keep riding, there you go. Novice class, you're up. Unlike the previous race, no changes in this lead. Gino Dela Cruz takes it from start to finish. Arthur Jebin settles for 2nd. All right. Last race of the day, Experts Division. lap 1. Ellery Cruz gets bumped on that tight turn. Oh, it's a costly bump off. He had to get back on and in, but he's way behind. Cookie stretches his lead with masterful jumps on the biggest jump of this layout. Another wipeout on a berm. Out comes the yellow caution flag. All right, they're back to racing. Cookie's son Shane catching up to make this a two-man race. One lap to go. Cookie trying to hold off the hard-charging Peekaboo. Coming into the final turn, would Cookie make the same mistake from the other race? No, he takes the checkered flag ahead of his son. Father over son again. What are you laughing about?
Cookie, something else, man.
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
I was forcing the start.
Alright. When he took off on first gear, so he freaking that's the same as me.
What happened out there, guys? How many times you beat him?
Oh man, never. Really. I tried my best, but man, can't beat the coach, yo. He taught me everything I know.
It's like you're playing basketball, against your son. There comes a time when your son beats you, but you never want that time to come.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to be facing reality real soon. He was on the gas. I mean, honestly, it's really not necessarily about going fast. I think my experience about track maintenance and control is the thing that ends in my. Obviously, he was faster than me, but I just kept my lines, kept it smooth, didn't ride over my head, and forced them to make mistakes behind me. So.
Cool, man.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. One of the best things you can do during the pandemic is to get yourself healthy and strong. Gold's Gym is a great place for a tune-up. Wide open workout spaces with dedicated cardio, free weights and machines, personal training, group exercise, and good nutrition. Short-term, daytime promo on sale now, just $159 for 3 months. Call 233-4000.
Today's high, 90 degrees, not bad for October 14th. The low 80, heat index 107. Wow. Humidity 70%. Tomorrow, partly sunny, isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15, high 88, low 79. Seas calm out there, 4 to 5 feet. Sunrise at 6:08, a low tide at 19 past noon, and sunset at 5:56. That's our news and our sports and our weather for this Wednesday here in the CNMI. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you back here on Friday evening.